Thanks for joining me again. Welcome to part 6 of restoring Skipjack. As I mentioned in the first video, I'm a professional boat builder and I'm only working on Skipjack part-time. Some of you have asked what else I've been up to, so I thought I'd show you. One of the things I'm up to is making some decking out of Iroko for a friend. The timber originally came in rough sawn, so first thing I had to do was put it through the thicknesser, and then here I am getting a nice straight edge on it. Once all the timber is at the desired thickness with a nice straight edge, it's then time to saw it up into its component pieces. I've not got the best dust extraction in my workshop, which is why I'm wearing a respirator. Anyway, there's plenty more of these to cut up, so I won't bore you with it. Let's move on to something more interesting. At the moment, 2 of the days of the week, I'm working at the National Maritime Museum Cornwall in Falmouth, helping to build a replica WW2 surfboat. The museum itself opened in 2003 and amongst other things displays some interesting small boats from all over the world, but with a heavy slant towards Cornwall. If you're interested in maritime history and old boats in general, if you're ever in Falmouth, I recommend a visit. The surfboat itself has a very interesting history, designed by a local chap called Neville Warrington Smythe. She was initially designed with the sole purpose of taking explosives to the French resistance on the coast of Brittany. On moonless nights in the dead of winter, the surfboat would be towed over to Brittany by motor gunboats. They'd tow it within about a mile of the coast, and then a group of 5 oarsmen and a helm would row it in and drop off supplies. Once unloaded, the men would simply turn around in their seats, put their oars in some different rowlocks and row back out to sea again. On a mission in 1943, the surfboat picked up 27 survivors off of a beach in 2 goes. Originally built out of mahogany, ours is built out of marine ply to save money. Once she's painted grey, she'll look much the same as the original. She's built in a double diagonal cold moulded fashion. Originally, she would have used the same glue that was recently invented to also build the Mosquito bombers, but we've used epoxy. She's built of a double diagonal skin on an elm keel with laminated oak stems, and oak breast hooks, Samson posts and knees. All the stringers are made out of Douglas fir. The thwarts and the cockpit sole boards will be made out of pine, unvarnished, so there's an element of non-slip to them. At some point in the near future, I'll devote a whole episode to her, as she's quite an interesting boat. Back on Skipjack, I've been preparing to take the engine out. Because the boat is situated underneath a telephone line, I'm having to break the engine down into component pieces so I can lift it out by hand. Originally, Skipjack was launched without an engine, but on the Lloyd's register it shows a year after her launch she was fitted with a Kelvin. Many years later she was fitted with this 2-cylinder Yanmar. I think they're great little engines, but they are prone to a few problems like rusty fuel lines and exhaust manifolds. think that air filter's had it. From the state of the engine down low, which we'll see in a minute, and also the staining in the forepeak, I think that Skipjack was sunk at some point, or at least sat on the shore and then the tide would come in and fill her up. I'm a big believer in restoring things and recycling and mending and making do, but I think this engine is really a lost cause. This is the starter motor. The engine is loose and ready to come out now. I just need to lift it. Time to get the garboard out now. The most least destructive way to remove a plank on a Carvel built boat is first to remove the nails by grinding the heads off and then banging them back out through the plank. My very good friend Wallace lent me a GoPro camera which I used to film me removing the Garboard, but unfortunately I didn't put the SD card in properly and I lost all the footage. Here you can see a frame sitting in a keel pocket, which is what I wanted to see. So I'll show you the results next week. I'm coming to you from the little box room where I do my editing. I'm going to try not to look directly into the camera because it makes me look absolutely insane when I do. I just wanted to say thank you everyone for your ongoing support, and thank you especially to anyone who's donated on Patreon or made a one-off payment. For those of you who've asked about a one-off payment, I've set up a GoFundMe page. I'm going to use this money specifically to buy timber for Skipjack's hull and frames. I think next week I might do some work on the spars, just so people have got something interesting to see. There's still a lot of scraping to be done internally on Skipjack, and I know that's pretty boring to watch. Thanks again for watching. Cheers, bye.